With the Citi Double Cash Card, you get 1% cash back when you buy and 1% as you pay. That's like the joy of discovering the last donut.
Ooh.
And it has your name on it, literally, in chocolate sprinkly things.
No way.
Double the love with the Citi Double Cash Card. Apply now at Citi.com/doublecash.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head to death. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood.
Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me a boom.
He is Jalen Rose.
I'm not.
Not Jalen Rose.
Not today.
Amin Elhassan in for Jalen Rose. I'm still David Jacoby, and for sponsorship purposes, we still have to call this Jalen Jacoby on ESPN Radio. Thanks so much for doing this, Amin. Really appreciate you coming back.
Have you ever asked? Maybe you could get more from the sponsors if they knew it was Amin and Jacoby.
Probably.
Just throwing that out there, you know?
Probably.
Sort of a big deal.
We gave you a T-shirt last time.
I did.
It's very
going to wear it
soft.
tomorrow.
It's very soft. I'm going to start with the Rockets.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I would like to discuss with you.
Shoot.
Okay. The first place I want to go is how realistic is it that Paul George joins CP3 and James Harden on the Houston Rockets?
Well, a week ago, I would say not realistic at all.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw the going value for Jimmy Butler in a trade, when I saw the going value for Chris Paul in a trade, why not?
It just felt like after you make a trade for Chris Paul, you usually don't have enough assets left over to get another superstar.
But they do, because they still have my man Ryan Anderson's contract. They got Eric Gordon's contract. They've got the pick that they traded was top 3 protected. So there's a way where they can chop up the remaining protection and trade that away, right?
Okay.
I mean, you got all types of different things that you can do. And I think if anything we've learned in the last 48 hours is that Daryl Morey is pretty gosh darn creative when it comes to finding. Yeah.
I love that Daryl Morey said to Zach Lowe, I've got something up my sleeve. And now here he is with, like, I don't know, the 2 best point guards in the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and here he is with this. So here's one of the basketball questions I have.
Right.
He just won Coach of the Year because he moves James Harden to point guard and puts the offense around him. And then it's, well, maybe we'll trade Eric Gordon or maybe we'll trade Ryan Anderson. It just seems like Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, and James Harden at point guard were exactly what made them great last year. And all of those things are just kind of like out the window, new plan?
Yes, because you got to acknowledge that made us great last year. It made us attractive enough for Chris Paul to want to come here, for Paul George to want to come here. But it got you from point A to point B. Now you got to go to point C being championship. And so you have to be able to adapt. You can't be married to something that got you only so far. And now there are real questions. There are real basketball questions. Can this work in the sense of, again, I always like to compare having the ball in your hands to flying first class, right?
Okay.
When you're off ball, it's kind of like flying coach. And then all of a sudden, you get to a point in your life where like you're going to be our primary ball handler and playmaker. Decisions are all yours. Your usage rate is going through the roof. To come back and say after that, hey, can you go back to being off ball sometimes? It's like flying first class and then saying, hey, can you go back to coach? It's in theory like, yeah, I've done it before, but it's a lot harder.
I've never subscribed to, like, there's only one ball. You know what I mean? Like, with
Sure.
Dwayne and LeBron. Like, I've never really subscribed to that. I know that's not really what you're saying, but one of the things that alleviates that concern for David Jacoby is the fact that it's not a secret that James Harden lobbied for
Yes.
Chris Paul to join the Rockets.
Yes.
So this isn't happening to him. This is happening because of him and with him.
So let me to that point, because Pablo apparently shouted me out yesterday. Now I have to return the favor.
He said that to me, too, independently.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's one thing to say it to me, okay? But now that I know that he said it to both, it started as a boss move, and now it's a soft move.
Yeah.
No, I'm
He's lost
rescinding
the
the
game
shout
already.
out. Rescinding the shout out to Pablo.
But I will shout him out in that James Harden, 2 years ago, told Pablo that he pushed hard for Ty Lawson to be an acquisition for the Rockets because Harden did not want to be on ball all the time. He wanted to go back to slashing and cutting off the weak side. And so, in this same vein, first of all, he's ready for it, but also to what you said, he was the one campaigning to Chris Paul, come here. He wants to come here. But as my man Black Trey once said, it's like becoming roommates with your best friend. It's your best friend, you guys go out, you get along, it's great. then you become roommates, and then you realize there are a lot of things he does that annoy the hell out of you.
Of course.
And in Chris Paul's case, and James Harden, it is the odd couple. It is perfect strangers. It is one guy is, I like to go out and have a good time and live a good life.
It's like the most intense and sort of like and vocal people out like in the league sort of gets visibly frustrated. He's intense and he's vocal. And there's James Harden who's just sort of like aloof and like at the same time genius and effective.
Yeah, it's in many ways James Harden and Blake Griffin not too dissimilar, you and I, in terms of personality, right? Young, the what we view as the millennial, right?
Sure.
I like to have a good time. I like to stretch my wings outside of basketball, whatever.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul, even though he is technically a millennial, he is more like the old guard, like, stop having fun out there.
We're not here for fun.
We're not here for fun. We're here for work and all that. And so, again, it's cool to say, I want to play with you. I respect your talent. You're awesome. And have it mutual. It's another thing when it's January 3rd and this dude is chewing you out for what isn't, maybe a minor infraction.
Yes. And when you have the lead in a game against the Bucks, all of a sudden, like, you're having an argument with your teammate. It's like, what is happening here?
Because he's so demanding.
He is. Now, there's this. I go to NBA Reddit every day.
Shout out.
And, I read things, so I have to credit them. The Clutch fans is saying that Blake Griffin is very interested in coming to the Rockets now, and that the Knicks will cave and buy out Melo, freeing him to sign with the Rockets. No bad blood between BG and CP3. CP3 issues were with DJ and Doc. Okay. Saw this on Reddit. I'm just throwing this out there. Is there a chance that Blake Griffin could come to the Rockets?
I would say no, because Blake Griffin and Chris Paul did have a friction between one another. I'm not saying it's beef, don't talk to me, don't look in my direction, but it definitely wasn't like kumbaya, like, ooh, you're going to Houston, let me join you. Second of all, Blake Griffin has options. He's got other places he can go.
Yep. Another thing, he can't shoot threes.
He can't shoot threes, but wants to.
Yes.
Which is, I don't know.
Worse.
I don't know if Mike D'Antoni would. Mike D'Antoni would want him to be a role guy, not R-O-L-E, but R-O-L-L, roll hard to the rim, because you need that action to create
to suck in the
defense. Yeah, exactly.
What is there something about these rumors, the Paul George, the Melo, the Blake Griffin to the Rockets rumors, where you're like, this kind of goes against the foundational philosophy of this basketball team?
Well, first of all, the Melo one, our Brian Windhurst has said the New York Knicks have no intention of buying out Melo right now. Down the line, another story. But right now, the focus is still to find a trade, because they buy him out, the cap hit stays, they trade him. Presumably, they can get out from under that cap hit or break it up into smaller deals that they can then jettison other places. If you're the Knicks, cap flexibility is way more important than just getting Melo out of there, because the guy who was so hell-bent on getting him out of there is not there anymore.
What do you see specifically happening on the just pure basketball with this Rockets team?
Best case scenario, you've got a dual pick-and-roll threat thing. So think about the standard pick and roll in the NBA. Ball handler up top, guy sends a screen. The two defenders on ball are either trapping the ball handler or switching or whatever. But then there's a guy on the weak side to make sure that if the roll guy rolls hard, he picks that up. And then the other guy on the weak side is basically playing free safety, right?
Yep.
Cool. But what happens if instead of hitting the roll man or hitting a shooter, the playmaker throws to the weak side to a guy who runs another pick and roll over there? So now, if I was strong side, now I'm a weak side defender. And if I was a weak side defender, I got to get back and guard a pick and roll. It's really complicated, because now it just doubles up everything, and your defensive concentration has to be even more on point. And as we know, they've got shooters, and they got playmakers, and they've got at least one roll man in Clint Capella. They got the makings of something that can be really, really tough to stop.
I always like to consider a few things. First of all, I think that's very smart. That picture you just painted, that makes sense. And also, you're not just kicking it to someone to run another pick and roll. Like, they have like two of the top 5 pick and roll players in the game. Right. In the two of the top 5.
Any dude, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not just like, oh hey, some like dude, Eric Gordon could have done that too. It's not like Eric Gordon can't run off a screen, but still it's like, whoa.
I should probably put the second mention for Pablo here, right? We already fulfilled the one. The second one. Pablo Torre. There you go. Let's go. Do the show.
Okay, good. Done. Did you call Jimmy Butler's phone number?
I did not.
I definitely called.
You really?
First thing I did.
Did you fall for the Mike Jones also?
Of course. No, I didn't fall for the Mike Jones one. No.
The Tommy Two-Tone, did you fall for that one?
No, just this one.
This is the first time you
I saw that it was real, and I wanted to leave him a voicemail. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll leave this dude a voicemail.
What happened when you called?
Call failed.
Wow.
At that point, I think they had already gone.
Blown up?
Is this pre-rehearsed? Did he know he was going to do this and set up the voicemail line anyway?
I think so.
The way that the outgoing message sounded like that made me feel like it was pre-rehearsed, which makes me sad.
This is great. It's great marketing. It's great. Gets the people going, as they say.
Yep.
You're in a new town, New Jersey. Makes people excited, man. And he did that. But it's just like Mike Jones shouting out his number on that track. Like, nah, man. There's no way of giving out my real number to you people.
I once... accidentally, I learned very quickly that when the DM comes up in Twitter, on your phone, and then you write back, that you're actually writing back a public tweet. Right. I think people make this mistake all the time, which is how a lot of these things happen. You learn that one quickly. So everyone, if you get a DM will pop up as your notification. Do not respond to it until you open the Twitter application.
I don't have that problem. I don't have that problem because I don't use the Twitter for iPhone. I use a third-party app.
Oh.
And so when I go in, my DMs are DMs.
Good. Because I responded to someone like, cool, hit me up, and left my phone number.
Oh, did you have to change your number?
No. Because not that many people cared. I deleted it quickly. But it was this, you know what? It was a great experience. Just a lot of positive feedback. You know what I mean? It's just like, it was just a lot of people being nice. Be like, hey, listen to the show. It's great. I was like, thanks, man.
I once accidentally DM'd publicly tweeted my email address. And I deleted it immediately, but enough people got it. And it wasn't good. Like there was some people who were like sending me resumes.
Oh yeah,
and then
but it's always positive.
Sign me up for stuff.
That's not good.
Like
that's not
mailing
good.
Lists and stuff.
I've written many emails to michael.jordan@gmail.com.
Oh.
I've written many. Just being like, hey, Mike, what's up? I'm playing ball this afternoon at Silver Lake Reservoir.
That guy hates you.
Let me know. You know, like it just seems like, or like MJ at Nike. Like this way, I've done Barack.Obama, Barry Obama at Gmail. Like these kind of have to be these people, right?
But I guess if you had that email address, part of you had to expect, unless your name is actually Michael Jordan. Yeah. Like Michael B. Jordan. What's his email address?
It's probably michael.b.jordan at Gmail.
It's
not that complicated.
You think the real Michael Jordan took the Gmail? Remember when Gmail had
the real Michael Jordan doesn't seem that tech savvy, to be honest with you.
I feel like Michael B. Jordan could have, like, at some point in his life, he was just Michael Jordan, right?
Yes.
It wasn't until he started acting and being famous, he was in The Wire or whatever, that he had to add the B because that's how Hollywood works. So people could differentiate you from the actual Michael Jordan, right? But before then, man, I would have cleaned up on all that. So
I'm
the screen
always
names.
Impressed when I see someone's Twitter handle is like Steve.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, Steve,
Andre.
you are forward thinking. Andre Iguodala
at Andre. Yeah.
Yes.
Serena Morales at Serena.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
I noticed that Andre Iguodala is coming out with a talk show. Did you know this?
I did not know this.
Andre Iguodala is he's partnered up with a legit production company, and now he's coming out with a talk show. Why do you have that huge smile on your face?
Because the first thing I thought, who would want to watch a talk show where the host is an asshole?
Oh.
And I love Andre Iguodala.
Oh.
He's my kind of asshole, mind you, right?
Okay.
Like a very similar sense of humor and cynicism about the world.
Yes.
But I recognize that probably doesn't lend itself to the talk show format where everything is, thanks for joining us.
Yes, it's always someone new, and you have to do some small talk and warm up to somebody.
The movie's called, G League. Oh, it's in theaters now. Like, Andre Iguodala's not that guy.
No.
He's the very this movie looks like it stinks, right? Which is funny, but I don't know if that works for a talk show format. No. Now it sounds like I'm hating on Andre Iguodala.
It does. I like it. Yeah. I sat next to him on a plane. He was very nice. He was very nice.
Dude,
He's very nice.
He's
man.
really smart. He's a very smart.
And you
guy.
remember there was a bit of a kerfuffle around his one of his post game press conferences this year.
Just one?
Yeah, where it was just like, it's like I don't think that he I think he's playing us. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not going to do 10 minutes on this. You know?
No, he's next level out there. He's out there. I have a story. I don't even want to say it, even though he said it in a scrum in the media. But I don't feel comfortable saying it on air. It's that good, but also that.
You know, it's my job to make you say it, right?
Yeah. No, man.
He's got
a show coming out, man. I don't want the show to get canceled because something that he said publicly 2 years ago, but somehow everyone has forgotten all about it. But I got his sense of humor when he said.
Well, I'm not going to force you to tell that story because he was very nice to me when I sat next to him on a plane.
We love you, Andre, so we're not going to jeopardize your cash flow.
No. You are definitely like the second best AI in the history of the NBA. Easily. Far and away.
What are the odds that they both played with one another?
On the same team?
Like that was crazy. Like,
shout out to Matt Geiger. Do you believe that part of the tension between Doc and CP3 was because they turned down a trade for Carmelo Anthony, and he didn't take the trade because it involved his son Austin Rivers?
That I don't believe, in the sense that that wasn't true, right? Mm-hmm. The Clippers didn't turn down that deal. The Knicks did, because again, why would they want to take back all the bad salaries? It was Jamal Crawford, it was Austin Rivers. It was a bad deal for the Knicks, right?
Yeah, it's a very bad deal for the Knicks.
And that's why they turned it down. But I do believe, I'm not saying I don't believe Michael Eaves, who reported this, our Michael Eaves, but I do believe that players, when they feel aggrieved about something, will create revisionist histories in their brain.
That's not unique to athletes.
Yes, okay. So I do believe someone who around the Chris Pauls, man, they even turned down that, even though that's not true, but they just want to pile on the reasons, because there are things that Doc Rivers has done with an air of favoritism towards his son, and that isn't new. You're an LA guy. Marcellus Wiley, an LA guy. I'm semi-LA guy. We all heard these things continuously,
of course.
Not just now. So we knew that was kind of true and that kind of out there. But specifically, that deal, no, that's not true.
One of my favorite things about this that people don't remember is that the Celtics had him.
Yes,
and he
Austin.
had to he was making attempts to acquire Austin. The Celtics, who he famously left, were just kind of maybe not, call us back. I just love that kind of just like pettiness. It just makes me so happy.
The other thing about Chris Paul, though, not to be a serious basketball guy, he's not a Clipper because they didn't give him a 5th year. That's all this is about. Was he irritated by some of these things? Sure.
Yes.
Give him that 5th year, $45 million. I can live with it.
Of course.
The moment they weren't going to get the 5th year, it behooved him to get out of there. Because you go to Houston, if you like it, you can get 5 years from there. Because technically he opted into his deal, so he's still under contract. If you don't like it, 2018, you're ready to go banana boat it somewhere else.
Blue Moon is brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. It's a creative twist on a Belgian-style wheat ale for a taste that shines brighter. Taste responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and Chris Paul could all be free agents a year from today. Mm-hmm. Could you see them all playing together on the same team?
Absolutely. Now?
Really?
Absolutely. What? Now? Look. Remember the last time we were all aligned and everybody's free agents were aligned up, and we said, hey, I think LeBron and Wade and Bosh are all going to play together. We're like, no, that's just, because they were on the Olympic team together. Oh, don't be a conspiracy theorist. And what happened? They all ended up playing together. It's not a coincidence that those guys, that time, they all took the same deal. Do you remember? Everyone was like, you take a 5-year deal. And they're like, no. We're going to take a 4-year deal, and the 4th year will be our option, so that we can opt out if we want, right? They synchronized everything. This was something that was in the works far before July 1st, 2010. And in the same way here, Chris Paul, because what Chris Paul did was really, really unprecedented, right? He said, I'm opting out, but my actual opt-out date isn't until June 29th, so I got a little bit of time to engage in some light tampering and try and get myself out of here, right? So you communicate with the Rockets, you figure it out, and then you come back to the Clippers and say, guess what? I didn't file the paperwork. I just said it out loud. But until the paperwork is filed, I'm not opted out. So here's the deal. Either you send me to Houston, and that's what they're going to give you, or I can opt out. You can get nothing for me. Nothing. Zip nada. That is high key manipulation right there.
It is, and it's. But here's the thing: it's not.
It's not illegal.
It's not. It's
well, it is kind of. It is kind of.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's frowned upon in some circles in the on Fifth Avenue, but it is. If I'm the Clippers, right? I appreciate it.
Sure. No,
Thank you, Chris Paul.
This is better than him.
Yeah, and I think that Paul George gets painted with a similar brush by saying he's leaving. Right. Like, if you are the Pacers, you have to appreciate it.
Yes.
So you know what? Thanks for setting me up.
Yes.
If Chris Paul, it's like, okay, so we're not going to give you the 5th year. He gets upset about that. He goes back, then he makes his little moves.
Right.
He comes back and says, okay, I'm not going to be a Clipper next year, so you can either just watch me leave,
Right.
or you can have Sam Decker,
Right.
and Lou Williams, and Patrick Beverly, and a pick.
It would have been interesting if the Clippers had kind of called his bluff.
And he would have signed a deal somewhere.
Yeah, I guess.
That's how it would have gone.
I guess.
So there is this assumption, and everybody says this when I hear this, and I want to ask you a legit question to educate me. Everyone's like, oh, now we can sign a 5-year deal with the Rockets. Now we can sign a 5-year deal with the Rockets. But everyone's sort of like assuming that that's a done thing.
No, it's not.
Like, why is everyone assuming that Chris Paul is going to be a 6-year Houston Rocket?
Because that's what they want you to believe. This gambit only works as if you paint it as this is only about the 5th year. When it really isn't. It's about, if I'm not going to get the 5th year right now, guaranteed, then give me the flexibility. The flexibility to wait and see what happens next summer.
Mm-hmm. It feels like this is all about players gaining all of the leverage back. Because, and let me just say, like, LeBron does a 1-and-1 deal.
Right.
He does another 1-and-1 deal.
Right.
And Kevin Durant does this, like, he comes over to
Right.
Golden State. He didn't sign a 5-year, 4-year
No.
max. And right now he's saying, I'll wait to see what you guys do, and then I'll sign.
Well, I think these are different situations, right? I think LeBron's is very much a leverage play. That if you mess up, I can get out of here.
Yes.
And basically what Cleveland has done over the last couple of weeks is the definition of mess up.
Yes,
right?
and it's. I will reevaluate this relationship every 1 or 2
Continuously,
years.
yeah.
Yes, which is
Like a
which it is terrifying.
It is.
It's terrifying.
It is.
If I'm the Dan Gilbert.
Yeah, think about it. It's like, when was the last time Dan Gilbert had a performance review where someone was reviewing his performance, right? LeBron has turned into his actual boss. Like, okay, let's see. Let's evaluate what you did this year. Like, the GM that won us a championship and got us the final 3 years. Not a good one. Went to the White House and partied with the Cubs. Not a good look. Like, he's doing this, right? Like, you should have got us Paul George. Instead, you're out like gallivanting across the nation. There's a checklist of things where Dan Gilbert is messing up. And LeBron's like, well, 2018 is around the corner. In Kevin Durant's case, it's twofold. One, for him to sign a long-term deal, financially, he would have been leaving money on the table in the sense of the raises, right?
Yes.
So every time opting out and then re-signing because the cap goes up, the max goes up, and then he gets more bird rights until he gets fully vested bird rights in 3 years, right? So for him, the advantage is there because there is no leverage play. This team was already one of the best run
It
teams.
feels like a long-term commitment.
Yeah, it's like, look, we get it. I just want to be able to make as much money as possible or maybe, as he's talked about, leave some money on the table so that we can bring back an Andre Iguodala talk show host, so we can bring back a Sean Livingston who has never had a huge contract in his life outside of his original rookie deal, which, of course, was paltry compared to today's dollars.
Why doesn't Kevin Durant sign a deal with the Warriors right now?
Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Sign like a 5-year deal or whatever?
Or at least something, a 1 year, just something. He's a free agent.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm going to wait to see what you guys do first before I sign
it's to
my
give
deal.
them, because here's the thing. Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, they have their bird rights. They can go over and above the cap to sign them. For him, he's basically non-bird. They're limited in how much money they can pay, right?
Mammal rights.
So basically, there's a timing issue in all this stuff, and it's just got to be delicate. Whatever we agree to, we have to make sure it happens in the right order. It's just bookkeeping. That's the problem. People love the NBA offseason. A lot of it. Much of it is really just glorified bookkeeping.
Yes, a lot of it. And that's why I always love talking with Bill about it, because he knows like what everybody makes and what everyone's cap situation is. You know what I mean? It's just like, how do you, like, this is really nerdy basketball fan stuff. Yeah. Good for you guys. What are the chances that all 4 Banana Boat brothers play together? I want this to happen.
No,
they would have to take like half salaries, right?
Well, not all Banana Boat brothers are created equally.
What? Okay.
And there's one guy there that can say, look, you guys cute that you guys all want to play together, but without me, it's for naught.
Yes.
And so LeBron, I think, takes the lion's share, and then everybody else has to get in where they fit in. Yep. The question, Mr. Jacoby, isn't, will they play together? Where will they play together? Lakers?
Magic on the text.
Lakers?
Magic on the text.
Hold on now.
Magic on the text.
Hold the phone.
When you got Magic on the text.
Let me paint you a picture, sir.
Okay.
Win a championship in Los Angeles, and it just goes with the rest of the pile. Like the old Eddie Murphy joke about Johnny Carson was going through a divorce, and the ex got half, and then said, "What half for what? What did she put? Like, he's bringing in $35 million a year, and then she comes in with her like $9.55. Here, put it with the rest, right? So you won a championship in LA, put it with the rest. Okay, I'm great. Oh yeah, like all those other guys who have statues outside. You win a championship in New York City, my friend.
Oh, talk dirty to me.
You become
Please.
the greatest athlete
please.
in the history of athletics.
Oh, I thought I was the crazy conspiracy theorist.
Hold on.
I thought I was the crazy conspiracy.
Muhammad
but who's
Ali,
doing this?
Psha, Spartacus. Ha! None of them can compare to LeBron James bringing a trophy down the Canyon of Heroes to the Mecca of basketball. There's nothing comparable. He instantly jumps to the head of number one of every list if he can pull it off.
I love it.
And you know what they have in New York right now? A vacancy. A vacancy where? In the front office. And you know who is a front office free agent? The man who LeBron once tweeted, "I appreciate you even if other people didn't."
I love this. David Griffin.
David Griffin, New York City, LeBron James, Carmelo's already there.
It's and there's Dwayne's just happy to get paid.
Paul.
You know what I mean?
What-
And
yeah,
that's what it is. It's you have to call Chris and be like, Chris, like, we'll get you back down the road. Okay, you're gonna make $8 million next year. We'll get you back. Promise. I love it. Knicks fans.
I feel like I made a promise there. Now,
I was about to say this probably won't
That's-
happen.
yeah, this probably-
but
none of
like,
that-
but
none of that.
fantasizing about this is much more fun than looking at your current roster.
I'm
Let's
just
say
saying,
that.
if we're doing banana boat fantasies, this has to be much higher on the list
I
than
love it
winning
so
another
much.
one for the Lakers.
I love it so
Come
much.
on.
I love it so much.
Where they
I just
tell you
wanna
still
see
not as good as
Spike Lee.
Kobe?
Spike
Come
Lee
on.
wouldn't even know what jersey
Oh.
to buy first. I love it so much. Amin Elhassan, David Jacoby. Amin in for Jalen on Jalen Jacoby. We've discussed the formation of a new super team in Houston. We've discussed
Oh, it's not quite super yet.
the
They're
potential
on their way.
formation.
They're
the
on their
potential
way.
formation of a new super team in Houston. And then we discussed Chris Paul and the Clippers. And then we just recklessly speculated about the Banana Boat Brothers going to
So
the New York
irresponsible.
Knicks. Just hurting people's feelings and getting their hopes up for no reason. But really, all I want to talk to you about, Amin, is this video of Klay Thompson dancing
Don't
in
even
China.
need to play. I know. See you pulling up.
I'm pulling it up, and I just want to see. I just want to like experience it with the audience and with you at the same time. Klay Thompson is in China listening to house music, and he's next to the DJ. He's very enthusiastically dancing. I appreciate his moves, and right at when he does the spin at 20 seconds,
with the crotch grab.
Yeah,
Well, there's
yes.
a point. There's a point going
yes,
on.
now he gives a dab, and now he's doing the fist pump jersey thing. Oh,
Right
wait,
here,
crotch
here we go.
grab, spin.
Spin, yeah.
Oh,
And
and
then
now the back and forth. It is this. There's this thing about me. What Reggie? No. For anyone listening, I
what
just
is
want
Reggie
you to know
booing?
that Reggie's booing something. I don't understand it. I guess Reggie doesn't like music or enthusiasm or enjoy life. Because the Klay dancing, here's something that's about me. I'm just honest with my own feelings and myself. That's why I call myself a Die Easy fan. Like, I don't love the Knicks or the Celtics like that. I just don't. Like, I'm just honest with myself. When I watch Warriors games, I root against the Warriors every single time.
Really?
No matter who they are playing.
Really?
When I watch them, I root against them every time. I'm just following my heart, like what my body wants.
Really?
My body wants them to not score baskets and the other teams do score baskets.
You don't like beautiful basketball.
I do that out of respect. Like, they are too good. Like, it is not competitive a lot of the time. And I want to see someone test this team because I'm assuming they're going to win by 20. So I want my experience is more enjoyable if it's a close game, right? So that's really what I'm looking for. But I bring this up for this is Klay Thompson just changed all of that with this 45-second video in China. I love this 45-second video in China so much because, like, who is he with? Who's he there with? He had to bring somebody. Like, when Anta flies you out to China, like, they don't just buy you one
They
ticket.
send you a PJ.
Yeah.
You're flying on the PJ.
You're flying and they're like, hey, bring 3 friends. You know, it's a long trip. Like, you want to enjoy yourself.
So he's got 2 brothers. One of them is also a basketball player. So Michael. So he's
One's
free.
on the Dodgers.
One of them on the Dodgers. He can't obviously make that trip,
But he got the courtesy invite, though.
Right. Yeah. It's like,
So where
are you
they
working?
in this
Are you
video?
working that day?
Yeah. Where are they in this video?
Maybe who's holding the camera?
Ooh.
That's something a big brother would do to embarrass his little brother, right?
I just love it so much. And another question for you is, it's a safe space. I mean, it's a safe space. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there?
Dancing like that?
Yeah. Have you ever been there? Have you ever just been like, just enraptured with it, perhaps a little intoxicated, and just felt it and just gone for it on the dance floor.
There's different levels, right? I've done that, but not like dancing like that, like dancing well while.
Oh yeah, well,
so that's
enthusiastic,
right? But the goofy dancing, yes, I have, and I was actually going to empathize with them. When you're in a foreign country,
I was going to say the same thing.
They don't know what cool is. You're black, you're tall, you're cool. Whatever you do is cool, right? It's like the scene in Teen Wolf where he shows up to the dance and then just starts. The audience can't see this, but doing the
thriller
dance and everything, and kind of like this is nonsense. This is not good dancing, but it's a dance floor full of white people. And he, as I've talked about many a time, Teen Wolf is an allegory for white people fetishizing what it's like to be black.
That's interesting.
Oh, it gets deeper than that. But the idea is like, oh yeah, look what the wolf is doing. Oh, that looks cool. And then they all start mimicking because they're willing to buy into whatever he's doing as cool.
That's what's happening.
That's
here?
what's happening there. And when you got people cheering you on, you feel like the coolest man in the world.
I love it. And the music wasn't that bad. It's an easy thing to dance to.
The funny thing is, Clay is by nature not a high energy person, right? Even when he's out there defending his tail off, switching from Love to Kyrie to LeBron effortlessly, flawlessly, it's still very controlled kind of,
Yeah, he's not jitterbugging around,
And so to see him like this is so out of character. It's funny.
I love it so much. And I would say that I think International Waters plays into this, because the only time I've ever felt it like that is I was in Ibiza. And it's like, no one knows me here. You know what I mean?
It's not that they don't know you. It's that you're the American, and Americans bring cool.
It's pre-camera phones.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like nothing is on the line here. There's no stakes. There are no stakes.
Last time I was like that, Prim Saripapat's wedding in New York.
Shout to Prim Saripapat.
Did you hear her? She's back on the circuit.
She's going to be a professional tennis player
again.
I'm rooting for her very heavily now.
100%.
I'm invested.
What a great story.
Shout out to Prim Saripapat.
But yeah, at her wedding, me, Golick Jr., a bunch of people whose names escape me now. There are a lot of people, a lot of ESPN people were at this thing. And we had it at Om Young Masuk. We had a great time. We had a ball. Pablo Torre was there. There you go.
Good.
3 shout-outs for Pablo Torre.
That's enough.
Now the ball's in your court, Pablo.
We're going to edit these out. Kanye's going to go back on tour in 2018.
What? I've been out on Kanye for quite a while.
Well, for me, I'm like, I think Kanye's a little bit younger than me. But the older you get, like, the road gets hard, man. Yeah. A lot of travel. I think he was just stressed out from traveling, Stressed out from traveling, went a little crazy. Like, guess what you don't do when you come back? Go back on the road.
Here's the other thing, is he's already out there as a person, right? So you don't need extra stresses of travel. They've got 2 children now.
Performing all the time.
Trying for a third via a surrogate.
You heard this? What's that? What?
You didn't hear this?
No, and I usually read the entire internet every morning.
Yeah,
I didn't hear this.
This was like about a week ago. They're just trying to find a surrogate that they're going to pay $45K to carry the fertilized egg of Kim and Kanye.
One thing is requisite on this show that when anybie says about a week ago, you have to say
it was all good.
About a week ago.
Oh, sorry. I see. I went too far back.
Yeah.
I went. What?
It was
Jay-Z,
all good just a week ago.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, new album on Tidal. Will that make you sign up to Tidal?
No.
No chance.
Nothing.
No chance.
There's no such thing as new Jay-Z music that I'm checking for.
Reggie said he signed up this morning.
You fell for it. You fell for it, Reggie.
You did not sign up. Download the album and then share it with all of us.
I don't even share it. New Jay-Z music is thumbs down.
Oh, what?
No, you remember when he said...
No.
Hold on, remember when he said...
No hope slander.
Remember when he said...
No hope slander.
You like my old...
I got the keys. That was
a terrible verse.
That is good.
All off rhythm. Ask me if they got the keys. No. I remember a dude who said... Hold on. Where they call the cops the A-team because they hide behind vans and spray things, and life expectancy so low they're making their wheels at 18. That's the Hove. So remember when he said, "You like my old stuff so much, buy my old albums." That's exactly what I've done. Everything post Black Album, dead to me. What? Dead to me. American Gangster. Sorry, American Gangster is in there too.
Amin Elhassan is in for Jalen today, slandering Hove. I will
Slandering
not tell
new
Jalen
Hove.
that you are doing this.
I like old Hove. I like apartment 4B Hove. Oh, nice watch.
Now, while we're alienating everybody, not the biggest Tupac fan. Just not the biggest Tupac fan.
I'm with you.
I'm not the biggest fan.
Blue Moon is brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. It's a creative twist on a Belgian-style wheat ale for a taste that shines brighter. Taste responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I mean, we both love basketball. We have differing opinions about the late work of Jay-Z. However, we also both have twins.
Yes, we do.
Cristiano Ronaldo just had twins.
Welcome to the club.
What would be just like your one piece of advice?
Synchronization.
That's great.
We fed our twins at the same time. We
Bathe
changed
them at
them
the same time. Yes.
Conditioned them early that there's no I do one thing.
You are basically one baby.
Yes.
Until you're like two.
Yes.
You know, you're basically one baby.
Older.
Hopefully my wife isn't listening to this segment, but it's like, you're basically one baby.
Yes.
You know, it's like, that's basically how it is. Because people always look at you, oh, you've got your hands full, like, oh, twins. And like, if they're a parent too, I'll look at them and be like, it's not that different than having one kid.
Watch out now, Jacoby.
It's not that different.
Yes, it is. Have you had kids before these twins?
I have a 4-year-old and then twins.
Oh, so you did what I did.
Yes.
You did the...
Yeah, what is now what Jay-Z did. Like,
yes.
That was unique to us. Like, we had a corner. It was like, oh, I've got this family where we had one and then we had two. Yeah. And now Jay-Z is like, oh, yeah, I did that too.
Yeah.
One thing I like about it, though, is I feel like I've got good small talk for Jay-Z now.
Oh, yeah.
And Beyonce. Like, if I'm in an elevator, like, it's not even weird for me to be like, because they wouldn't mind talking back to someone else that has that same shared experience.
When you talk about the pregnancy, how, because technically a high-risk pregnancy and having to go in for the extra
all
test.
the time.
All those little details that normal people have kids.
It's like, everyone's like, oh, the kids aren't home yet. It's like, listen, what happens with the twins, man? Yeah. They go to the NICU and hang out for a little while.
They come out. Mine didn't, by the way.
Oh, they didn't?
Mine came.
Shout to you.
Because they had a schedule for the C-section, and then everything was fine in the last test, and so my wife said, can we push it a week? Ooh. And we got an extra week out of it.
Ooh.
And that extra week kept them out of the NICU.
Oh, yeah. Ours came early. They're like, we're out of here. They're like, this is crowded. But I do feel like one of the biggest upsides is having this small talk with Jay-Z.
Sure.
It's, because he'll be around. I'm around Brooklyn. He's around. He's out in the streets.
He's a family friend.
450 Straight Street. Where's it? State Street?
Yeah. 450. Yeah.
They can't find a place in L.A. because they need an estate, and their budget's only like $70 million, and they're actually like $140 million. This is like a real life. I read this. This is a real story.
No, that can't be real.
That's a real story. So Ronaldo had twins. Shout out to him for joining the team. Here's something I wanted to talk to you about. LeBron James is teaming up with Showtime for an NBA documentary. The Cavaliers superstar teaming up with Showtime on a documentary that will examine the modern NBA and the league's impact on popular culture. What's that?
I am legally bound to not comment on this.
Oh, Matt hit you up.
No. It's complicated.
Ooh.
This is way. I'd rather
interested now.
I'd rather tell the Andre Iguodala story than tell this.
This is interesting. I love this. Yeah. I love how uncomfortable you are right now. I'm going to ask all questions just because you're uncomfortable.
I literally want to text someone right now, like, can I say this right now?
Probably.
We'll see. So we'll table
make
some small talk about something else.
We'll table it. Karl Anthony Towns upset over his All-Star snub. Come on, dude.
Now?
Yeah. Come on, dude.
My man.
He also said this. He also said at the press conference, he's like, I was going to bring the Timberwolves to the playoffs next year anyway. I'm glad Jimmy Butler's here to help shoulder the load.
Yo, this is not a good start. Yeah. That's
Karl Anthony Towns, you? Like, just because you got a Sasquatch commercial? Like, you, dude? You? I like Karl Anthony Towns. He's a good basketball player. But it's like, come on, man. You're not LeBron James. You know, you don't need someone to help you shoulder the load of carrying the Timberwolves to the playoffs. You need Jimmy Butler to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, no, first of all, you can't say I was going to do that anyway.
Yeah,
that's the worst. That's the worst like rebuttal you can ever have. Second of all, the reason why Jimmy Butler is here is because your garbage couldn't get to the playoffs.
Yeah, like pretty much it.
Tibbs was like, I can't wait anymore.
Tibbs is grown. He's just like, you know what? This is cute, but like this rebuilding thing is not working for me at all.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler tweeted that he and Carmelo were beating Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union at Spades in Paris when his agent informed him that he had been moved to the Timberwolves. He said this into a microphone. Guess what? Dwayne Wade responded, quote, You know I love you like a brother. At times I feel like my mom had us both, but y'all wasn't beating up on G and I in Spades. Spadesgate. Who do you believe was winning the game of Spades? Jimmy Butler or Dwayne and Gabrielle Union?
I'm going to say Dwayne and Gabrielle Union because Spades is a chemistry game, right? You're trying to call how many books you're going to get. I've seen friendships go down the tube
of course.
like that misconnection. Like, why would you say 20 books or whatever?
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like,
of course. Yeah.
That's
There's always a conversation about why someone estimated what they estimated when you lose.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the strongest connection you can have, the strongest bond you can have is obviously with the spouse.
You know why I don't lose spades when I play with my friends? Because we cheat.
Oh, well, that's the other thing.
You can just cheat.
You got to cheat. But again, if you're married to someone, you can figure out ways to communicate and cheat.
Can I give you the cheat?
What do you guys do?
If me and you are playing spades and you are about to throw the first card,
right,
I will start my sentence with the letter of that sentence will be the suit I want you to throw.
Wow.
Cavs are going to win next year. What do you throw?
Wow.
What do you throw?
Cavs are going to win. Wait, hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs. Okay.
Boom. It's easy. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, hearts, yeah. Whoa.
So it's been a while.
Oh my God. No, this is
it's a great spades cheat.
Yo,
it's a great
You
spades
think the Rockets did that with Chris Paul?
Yes,
what they did?
That's what happened. And it seems like I don't think this is above Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union to use a cheat
absolutely.
either.
No, she looks like she's more like the game cheater, like the person who cheats at Monopoly and steals the money from the bank. Like, I could see Gabrielle Union doing all those things, being real cutthroat.
I can too. I think that Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade were winning because they both tweeted about it.
They weren't?
They were.
They were. Yes.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Butler just wanted to say that. And he knew he was going to get called out.
And I feel like Melo would probably blame Jimmy Butler he'd be like that miscommunication there.
I love it.
Let me see if I got a confirmation from my people, by the way.
This is exciting.
Said, I mean, it's cool. I don't want it to turn into that. So we're not going to talk about
this. This is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm just a little curious about the pitch. It's like LeBron James. You don't even speak on it. You can just listen for a while. LeBron James goes to Showtime or Mav and Spring Hill Entertainment. They can get a meeting with anybody. So they're meeting with the president of Showtime. They're like, we're going to do a documentary. It's about NBA players and the impact on pop culture. And they're like, cool. How much? Like, what do you need? 20 million? Like, I need another sentence. You know what I mean? Like, I need a second sentence in the pitch. It's like the impact of the NBA on pop culture. It's like, okay. Like, is LeBron in it? They're like, yes. Like, oh, okay. Cool. That's how it works.
That's the second sentence.
It's like, and LeBron James is in it. But I just kind of feel like, can we flush this out a little bit before I write you a check? Like, can we just flush this out a little bit?
Is LeBron in it? Is basically that's the follow-up. That's all the flushing out.
Is LeBron in it? How much? How about a little bit less? Okay, let's do this. Yeah. That's how it works.
It's good to be Spring Hill.
Yep. Shout to Spring Hill. Shout to Mav.
Shout out.
Did Danny Ainge just ruin his son's political career?
No!
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Or could he save his son's political career?
No.
Say, I told my dad that Gordon Hayward deserves to stay here in Utah.
He needs to do this like WWE thing. Yes. Like, I'm not speaking with my father. Utah means so much to me. Yeah. The Jazz means so much to me that I'm no longer an Ainge. I've changed my last name. I am not an Ainge. I'm not speaking with my father. He needs to lean into this.
I'm trying to, because I know his others. I know Austin Ainge. I didn't know that there was another son.
I would have that information, but I don't really prep too hard for
it. It doesn't matter.
That's how it works.
We don't care what his name is.
Amin Elhassan in for Jalen. Thanks so much for coming by. Always appreciate you here. We're going to play a game that we play on the show. It's called 0 to 100.
Love this game.
It's not everything is just black and white in this world.
I know.
There's a lot of gray areas.
Scales.
There's a lot of gray scales. 0 to 100. What are the chances Paul George becomes a Rocket?
I'm going to go 64.
Really?
Yes. It's high or low?
I just feel like if I am the Boston Celtics, I could put something together better than the Rockets.
Brian Windhurst today on SportsCenter said Boston's intensity in their Paul George pursuit is directly proportional to their chances of them landing Gordon Hayward in free agency. Because they have to do it in that order. They have to sign Hayward first, and then they can do the trade.
I understand.
If they get Hayward, then if they sign Hayward, then the pendulum swings towards Boston. But you know who Gordon Hayward's first free agent meeting is with, right? According to our very own George Sedano, he's going to South Beach.
Oh,
first meeting on deck. And according to Michael Ryan of the Dan Le Batard Show, it's also his last meeting because nobody comes out of the first meeting with Miami unwowed, right?
So, I like it.
So what happens to Gordon Hayward is kind of a linchpin for the domino effect that'll happen with all these other things.
Of course, but if you are Gordon Hayward, I would find the Celtics much more attractive than the Miami Heat.
Wait, why?
I'll tell you
Just
why.
because they're better right now?
Better now.
Okay.
And it's my college coach. Like, he recruited
Again.
me when I was in high school. This is like
Jacoby.
my guy. You know
David.
what I mean? Like I still remember my high school football coach. Like, I will take bullets for that dude, and I haven't spoken to him in like 20 years.
Do you know the last time I heard that same exact rhetoric?
Every day, all day?
No, about someone else, about another situation. Antoine Walker, Rick Pitino.
Oh, yeah. Celtics.
It's different, man. It's different. Like when you play for someone as an 18 and 19-year-old from little middle of nowhere, Indiana, skinny, goofy looking, very different than now.
Bad hair. Now his hair's all done. Got the shaved in part.
Got the Macklemore cut.
Yeah.
He's been lifting.
Yeah.
He's out here with a little bit of a tan. I don't know how in Utah, but he's got it.
Sure.
Like, I'm not about you asking me to do all this other stuff here. I'm a star now. Number two, I don't think a lot of people know this. The wife has a big say in the free agency. Not just this situation. Most wives are very active with their opinion.
Of course.
The wife likes Florida. The wife likes Florida, man.
But what about just purely basketball?
Purely basketball.
It's a better opportunity to play for the Celtics.
Is it?
Yes.
You've got a great rim protector in Hassan Whiteside. Yep. You've got a top, as near a top tier.
You love the Heat.
I do love.
You love the Heat.
I love Miami.
Yeah.
I love the organization. You know what I love? Love the culture, man. I love the culture. When I look at Miami, I pine to be a part of an organization, obviously higher up, not lower up, but a part of an organization where we can impose that kind of culture, where it is so kind of pervasive to where the people who come there feel like my life was saved because I came here. Listen to James Johnson. Listen to Deion Waiters. Listen to Hassan Whiteside. Listen to them talk about coming to Miami. Guys who are all one point or another described as malcontents or not that good or whatever you want to call it. And they've been found.
Hassan Whiteside's in that group
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. They've all been found, right? They found Jesus in South Beach.
It was Pat Riley. It was Pat Riley.
It's Pat Riley.
It wasn't
right?
Jesus.
Yeah, well,
And the thing is I can see that meeting going so well. I'm very susceptible to good meetings. Like if I have a good meeting, I walk out of that meeting like, oh, I'm definitely going to do business with that person for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Like that's a wrap.
We'll grow old together.
Now that I know this about myself, I'm like, let me just like give this 20 hours. Like let me just see if I still feel the same way in 2 days. But I could definitely see how that Miami flight out there. And just the offices and the meals and like the
Everything
South Beach,
first class.
like it is a very tempting city.
You know, the funniest thing is I know a lot of players who used to play for Miami and then don't. And some of them used to complain about Miami, complain about Pat, complain about Spo, about different things.
Well, sure. But here's the thing. I'm not surprised that a professional athlete was complaining. That's
But
like pretty much 20% of what they
But
do.
here's the thing. When they leave, the first thing they always remark is how second class everything is at their new teams. Like, what? This is how you do your family room? This is how you guys handle the credentials? This is how you guys handle travel? Like, it's... They miss. Even LeBron James. Well, the first thing he got to Cleveland, he's like, "This isn't good enough.
We're changing this, and I'm going to take all the things."
And everything he did was like he just copied what they did in Miami.
The card stock on the placeholder in the family room is great, but like at some point, wouldn't you rather be on a better basketball team?
Do you doubt Pat Riley's ability to create a better basketball team?
Yes.
What?
Yes. When it comes to the Celtics, I think the Celtics will be more successful over the course of the next 4 years.
I kind of feel like
the Miami.
If Gordon Hayward goes to Miami, then Miami and Boston aren't that far apart.
You love Miami.
The culture, man. Culture. It's strong. And their owner is one of the best.
That was a good conversation. I completely forgot we were playing the stupid game.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
0 to 100. How much chance does Conor McGregor have at beating Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match?
0!
They're going to give like a 1?
Oh, like maybe if he like slips and accidentally like headbutts Floyd and Floyd gets knocked out as a result. Other than 1. Let me put a 1.
1. Let's put
the
1 out
one
there.
of like some freak accident.
No, you know what? I'm
happened.
going to put it at 5 because I always look at boxing and say
it's rigged.
Yeah, I'm like this could.
He's not.
This could.
He's not giving up his undefeated.
Of course, he's undefeated. But like, how many boxing matches have you been like, like that felt weird, Like,
I don't see boxing throwing away the cash cow because the whole point of a Mayweather fight, why it makes so much money, is because much like you watching the Warriors, everyone watches to see him lose. And the moment he loses, that allure is gone. So the only way this racket can continue is if he never loses.
I don't think he's ever going to lose.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think he's ever going to put himself in a position where he could lose.
That's why the money keeps flowing in, because we're all, maybe this will be the guy, even when it's clear this guy is
guy's not a boxer.
Exactly.
What?
But the appetite to see Floyd lose is so great that we're actually sitting here trying to consider what it would take for Conor McGregor to win. Think about that.
It would take some really, really, really dirty,
alien
dirty
abduction.
dealing. Yes.
Lightning striking.
0 to 100. How much of Russell Westbrook is happy for Kevin Durant?
0.
Really?
Oh,
like, you don't think in like this deep, like emotional, like Muse cage? He's not like, oh man, we had some great times together.
No.
I'm glad KD got his championship and his respect.
That's cute, man.
No.
Really?
I think he's happy that Kevin Durant is gone because remember, when Kevin Durant was there, people don't want to remember this. Russell Westbrook was the bad guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Russell Westbrook was the reason
Taking
they couldn't
too many
win.
Shots, holding Kevin Durant back. He needs to be the beta male.
And so what ends up happening is Durant leaves and he wins, but Russell Westbrook wins in the sense that he went from villain to hero. Mm-hmm. He stayed. He signed an extension. Never mind, it was just for one more year before they have to do it all over again. It was like, oh, how great is Russell? And KD is the evil guy who actually wants to play basketball, sharing the ball, playing the right way, playing defensively in a smart way. Oh, you evil KD. Be more like this guy. Take all the shots, fall asleep defensively, be like, have all these flaws, but it doesn't matter because I stayed for one more year in Oklahoma. He's won. Russell Westbrook won that thing. So maybe he's thankful.
He's won the PR war.
Yeah, he's thankful that KD left.
And I also think that after Russell got his MVP, you know what I mean, he celebrated. Everyone stands and claps. He talks for 10 minutes. Like, isn't there a part of him that's just like, oh man, I'm glad KD got a little.
Because it allowed for all of this to happen.
That's fair. 0 to 100. How much of Frank Ntilikina's injury is Phil Jackson's fault?
I love how everyone pronounces his name different.
Ntilikina. I did research on this.
Ntilikina.
That's how. That's
yeah.
How
by
I
the
say
way, you've been accused of biting. By the way,
that's fine.
That's a bit that our Mariano does on the Black Opinions Matter pod. It's called Monte Mondays, and it's all about how Monte Ellis has affected history in many different ways. And even though that particular joke is a Jacoby original, but a lot of people accuse you. Not me.
No, I understand.
A lot of people on the internet have accused you of biting the same premise.
One thing I've learned being in this industry for so long is no one has an original idea.
Yeah.
Like, there is no such thing as an original idea.
Yeah.
Like, there is none. Like, if you come up with a segment or you make a joke or you use a pun
or a documentary.
Yeah, exactly. There's no such thing as an original idea. You know, except for Stretch Mark 4. That's mine. That's mine forever.
That is a great name. What was that? Who was the original Stretch Mark 4? Terry Mills?
No, we did a whole history. Charles Barkley is the original Stretch Mark 4.
He did.
You don't think Charles Barkley's a Stretch Mark 4?
Yes. I thought Terry Mills was better because he has the stretch marks.
And he stretched the floor.
And he also stretched the floor as well.
I understand that. But when you have a legend,
Derek Coleman,
you know what I mean? When you have a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. It's better.
I love Stretch Mark 4 so much. I'm copywriting that right now. If you call 985-80-JALEN, you can leave us a voicemail. If you leave us a voicemail, we play it on the show just like this.
Are the Rockets for real?
We have a caller who wants to ask, are the Clippers for real? It sounded exactly like that. We used it as a drop on the show. It became part of our vernacular.
Are the Rockets for real?
So now the question is,
are the Rockets for real?
I'm going to say tentatively yes. There's still more steps to be. Look, they got to do more.
Yes.
What if they don't do anything else? What if this is the team?
They're for real. If this is the team.
For what does for real mean in your eyes?
Losing in the Western Conference Finals.
They could have done that without doing that deal.
And I'm also throwing this on the board. Like, we were a millimeter away. We were like a hair on the back of Zaza Pachulia away from losing Kevin Durant for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? So it's like they are for real in the chance that they are a championship contender.
That's why you always, if you're close, you stay right there because you don't know when wet spots and groin kicks happen.
Yes, yeah,
that's
exactly.
Cleveland has a ring,
yes,
because they were there.
Yes. And also, Morey says you're either in the weapons race or on the sidelines.
I was disappointed he didn't say arms race because of the double entendre.
I know.
Arms and then arms. Right?
I like that too. The weapons, and also weapons, it's got bad connotations.
Yeah.
You know?
AR-15s and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's Texas, though. It's like an open carry state. You know? It's fine.
Go into a bar with
I think the Clippers are very for real. When I look at these starting five, the Rockets.
Yeah.
I keep getting mistaken. Clint Capella. First of all, I love to think about ancillary benefactors. Yeah. Like Clint Capella just woke up and he's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Wait, what?" Like I've got 2 guys. I'm gonna say the best 2 lob passers in the NBA.
I'm thinking about like it was an NBA Jam where you would like throw a lob and then throw another lob. And, like,
that was double dribble. Was like that. No, NBA Jam I think was one you catch it and then pass again. Yeah, like they will be doing that.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for them. Let's listen to the next voice.
Hey guys, this is Dylan from Colorado, and I was just wondering, since Andre Iguodala has 2 rings and he's played really well in the Sixers, like all-star level, do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame? Bye. Keep getting them checks.
What an excellent question from that young man.
Dylan
really brought it.
Because I tend to shy away from the Hall of Fame conversations. I'm not as passionate about them as everybody else is.
This is a good one, though.
But this is kind of borderline. Yeah. And here's the thing. Let me tell you what's going to happen in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Andre Iguodala is going to get some big offers from other teams.
Oh, yes.
He's going to end up re-signing with the Warriors for less
think
money.
So?
Yes.
Oh, you don't know Andre Iguodala.
Yes, I don't know Andre. He's very nice to me on a plane once. but like, can't you see that happening?
Oh, I can see Andre Iguodala going for the biggest bag possible.
Really?
Andre Iguodala is not, like I said, he's a cynic. He doesn't fall for a lot of this, like, but your legacy. No. He knows what his legacy is, and it's his life. Well beyond playing basketball. So
let's just say, I'm going to throw a team out there. Let's say he goes to the Bucks and they don't win a championship. Yeah. You know what I mean? Is he a Hall of Fame player?
All right, so we got 2 championship rings, a Finals MVP, at least 1 gold medal in the Olympics.
How many All-Stars? Like 6.
No, he wasn't that many time All-Star. Maybe 2-time All-Star.
Yeah, that's true. There's 2 times in Philly.
Gold medalist in Olympics, gold medalist in World Championship team, and Final 4 in college, maybe? Don't quote me on that one. But basically, he's going to put together a resume that, while statistically won't be like when you put and how many all the defensive teams he made and all that stuff.
Player, yeah.
Like all that stuff is going to add up, and he may not be first ballot, but he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm not so sure. He might be the absolute most intelligent defensive player since he got into the league. I've never seen any, like when you think about the strip steal that he had on LeBron at the end of Game 3, and people forgot he did the same thing to Kevin Durant at the end of Game 6. The hand-eye coordination, the timing to be able to get in there in a very, like that's 9 times out of 10 that's a foul, shooting foul, right?
Of course.
He got in there, had the guts to do it, and the ability to do it. The guy is like a computer out there in terms of reading and knowing what everyone's doing on the court defensively. That's why he can gamble and break.
The problem with this is a Hall of Fame conversation, not a do you appreciate Andre Iguodala? And so much of that is what is his stats? What is his average? What is his career average? What's his career average? How many All-Stars?
I think the Finals MVP is going to help him.
I'd like to see him get in there. One-time All-Star.
One-time All-Star. See it?
Wow. I don't know if that's going to get you there. I mean, I think the answer is no. I'm going with no.
But I think
he was very nice to be on a plane once.
His non-NBA resume, though. That's the thing you got to go back to.
Well, we also have to see what he does with this talk show. You know what I mean? Because that can get you in there.
I mean, Magic had a talk show. He was all of Famer.
There you go.
Jalen Jacoby, I need you to pop the trunk real quick. Very important question amongst my friends. I need your top 5 all-time favorite condiments. We're very particular about this subject. I need you to give the people what they want. All right, guys.
One thing I just want to say as a tradition on this show is whenever anybody asks us to list something, we omit at least 2 or 3 very, very important candidates. Okay, like I tried to name the Wu-Tang once. Like it's just one thing that we do here. We don't prepare that much.
Right.
They're not that thoroughly thought out.
Right.
But immediately when he said that, the 2 of us just started writing things down.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna go top of my head. I'm gonna do this in order.
In order, okay.
You have to put ketchup at number 1.
Yes.
All right?
That's the first ballot Hall of Famer. Yes.
You have to put ketchup at number 1.
Yes.
Now, this is my list, so I can't be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put Dijon mustard at number 2.
Wow.
And then I'm going mayo, and then I'm going steak sauce, and then I'm going yellow mustard. Barbecue sauce instead of yellow mustard. Does barbecue sauce count?
Yeah, it does. It's absolutely a condiment.
Okay,
all right,
so I'm going. Let me get my ketchup, Dijon, mayo, steak sauce, and then barbecue sauce.
All right.
I feel confident about that.
So
I feel confident about that.
I'm going to go reverse order to give the people a little build-up. Number 5.
1 second. You know what I don't feel good about? I just
What?
gave myself a round of applause with the soundboard. Like, that's a soft move. You know what I mean? Like,
thought
it
that was
comes from somewhere
that
else.
wasn't
Yeah.
Reggie?
No, that was
Oh,
me.
man.
I can't. I'm never going to do that again for the rest of this show.
So number 5, I have barbecue sauce. Right.
Good.
Number 4, not any steak sauce. Heinz 57.
You take that over A1?
Definitely. A1 is too watery. Heinz 57 has a little body to it.
Whatever. Just go.
Number 3, because I'm a huge fan of pickled vegetables or whatever. Relish. Love relish.
I just don't see the variety of uses. Great on a hot dog, but where else are you
Burger.
using relish?
Throw it on a burger.
You put relish on a burger?
Oh, it makes
I
it
go
great.
pickle slices.
I
Pickle
like
slices.
relish. I like relish.
You take relish over pickle.
Yes. I like the
Disagree.
sweet relish.
I love the pickle flavor.
I like the chopping.
I
it's
love
chopped.
pickles. I'm a pickle guy.
Right, me
There's
too.
always pickles in my fridge. However, relish doesn't get used that much.
It's because it's a shame. It's a travesty.
Okay.
Number 2, this is a shocker. Actually, you know what? I'm taking relish off the list. I'm sorry. Number 3, instead of relish, Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. What? Come on, man. The Polynesian sauce,
I've never had it.
it's amazing.
I
It'll
don't
change
eat a
your
lot of
life.
Chick-fil-A. It's a very West Coast thing. Like, Chick-fil-A is not everywhere, as Mark Helfholtz learned when he was going to go to Boston.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is not everywhere. No New York Chick-fil-A's.
Okay. Well, I went to college in Atlanta. I was
there you
introduced to Chick-fil-A, and I love it. And Polynesian sauce is there. Number 2, though, also from a fast food chain, specifically McDonald's sweet and sour sauce.
That is an excellent sweet and sour sauce.
It is amazing. I don't care
an
what's
excellent
in.
sweet and sour
Someone's going to
sauce.
write in how it has asbestos in it.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't care. It's
More
fine.
asbestos.
Number 1 is, as you said, ketchup.
It's
You
gotta
can't
be
be
ketchup.
Cannot be ketchup.
One thing I do not like is places, they're like, oh, no, we don't serve Heinz ketchup. We make our own ketchup. It's a truffle ketchup.
house-made ketchup.
And I'm just like, get out of here with this brown ketchup.
The house-made ketchup.
Get out of here with this brown
There
ketchup.
have been places the house-made ketchup was actually excellent, but there are also places where
No, I just want to be like, all right, cool. I'm going to the bodega. I'll come back with
I'll get
Heinz.
some
I'll
little
just put that
packets.
on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Does hot
That
sauce
was
count as a condiment? I feel like I've just
my God.
I got to go back. I got to cross out
No,
this whole
do
list.
you know what that is? Hot
Louis-
sauce is its own
Yeah.
list.
You got to rank your own hot sauces.
I want to give a shout out to my father who sent me a bottle of my favorite hot sauce
What
of
is
all
it?
times. It's called Inner Beauty Hot Sauce. It's a Caribbean hot sauce made of Scotch bonnet peppers.
Nice.
It is the most delicious things in the world. Thanks, Pop. I appreciate it. We have a simple motto on this program. Part of giving the people what they want is opening up our 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed and asking them what they want. First question is from James. Will CP3 get a statue?
Not anymore.
Where would it be?
The new Clipper Stadium.
Oh,
New
no.
Clipper Arena.
That's not happening.
That's not happening anymore.
He's
sir.
not getting a statue. I'm going to
He's
say
not-
no. He's
no
not getting a
statues for
statue.
CP.
Wake Forest?
He's not even the greatest player in Wake Forest history, so no. Yeah. Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan probably gets a statue.
Randolph Childress was a greater player at Wake Forest.
Kenny Anderson went to Wake Forest,
No.
right?
Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The colors threw me off. Another Chris Paul question from the greatest mail carrier of all time, Big Crown. A lot of mail carriers listen to this show, by
Yeah?
the way. A lot of mail carriers.
Do they listen live or do they do pod?
Pod.
Okay.
When Chris Paul twists his ankle or sprains his thumb, what will the Rockets do?
Well, James Harden is a point guard. That's exactly
the same thing they did last year.
Yeah.
They got them, I don't know,
Yeah.
a ton of wins. They do have 2 point guards. Big Crown, another good question. Do you think they'll make a movie out of Game of Thrones? You watch Game of Thrones, right?
I do watch Game of
Pablo
Thrones.
yesterday, I just assumed he did.
He doesn't?
No, doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
Wow.
He seems like a Game of Thrones guy.
He does. Which is a quote
Yeah.
for he looks like a nerd.
Yeah.
Hey, nerd.
Will they make a Game of Thrones movie?
No.
Will they make a movie in the Westeros world at some point?
No. No, I think HBO is very good at, like, when it comes to these kind of
I'm trying to
epic.
think, has HBO, like,
Well, Entourage is the one that people point
Oh,
to. Sex
there
in
you
the
go.
City, but those are all half-hour sitcoms.
Yeah,
What if we had a great adventure for an hour and a half?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like there was no Oz movie, there was no Wire movie, there was no Sopranos movie.
those would all be good movies.
I don't think so. I think what makes these shows great is that they're able to explore themes and character development that takes far longer than 2 hours.
So when I heard that the Game of Thrones season was going to be truncated, it's like eight episodes instead of 10, I got mad at first, and I was like, they are giving us 8 hours of basically movie quality content. Like, I was like, oh man, how are they going to shortchange us? Like, how are they going to do that? What's the guy's addicted? They're going to get it back. And I was like, they're giving us 8 hours. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of international filming.
And also, you got to keep in mind, we've run out of books. My man still hasn't come out.
They're spinning them off, though.
But I'm just saying, like, my man George R.R. Martin, he's got some writing to do. Like, they've already taken a lot of liberties.
Benioff and Weiss have basically got the cosign from George. George is tired. You know what I mean? He's like Phil Jackson. And Benioff and Weiss are like, you trust us now. Yeah. We got this. Just let us take it from here, George. And don't worry, you'll still go to your mailbox every 15 days, and there will be a gigantic check there.
The diehards don't like it, man. I follow this Twitter feed. I'll shout him out. It's called Disown the Thrones.
Shout out to Disown the Throne.
And this dude is all he does is like hate on like different scenes.
Oh
like
yeah,
how
the book people are so annoying.
Or like point out all the inconsistencies. I did not. My wife did.
My wife read the books. It's
did
so
she
annoying.
spoil it for you?
Oh, everything.
So my wife, we actually fought, and we don't watch Game of Thrones together because she read all the books, and she's like, wait till I'm like, no, shut up. She's like, well, don't you want to? Like, no, I want to find out the normal way, watching. I don't want to be told about it and then find out later.
My mother-in-law did the same thing.
Oh man, it's terrible. It's terrible. Keep it to yourself. If I wanted to know ahead of time, I would have read the books. I don't. I want to be surprised.
Next question, Uncle Mar. Who do you think has better hair, Gordon Hayward or Bryce Harper? Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
We've already celebrated his hair on this show earlier, organically.
Yes, first of all. Second of all, he doesn't wear a hat all day.
Yeah.
That's not good for your hair.
And I'm wondering about this thing, this like shaved in part thing that he has going on.
The Macklemore is what it's called.
Yeah, the Macklemore, because like as a hip hop loving white dude, I've always considered getting a part shaved into my hair.
Yeah.
But I can't do that. It's just there's certain lines you can't go over.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there's certain lines you don't want to go over. Ad Rock did it once. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. He had the Larry Johnson right in the middle of his head line. Yeah. But like I looked at myself and I looked at the razor and I was like, this isn't for you. You have to know your limitations as a basketball player and in fashion.
Here's the thing. Getting the 2 parts on the side, no problem. Going Vanilla Ice, that's a problem, right? Because the whole thing is, if you're going to get the parts on the side, then you got to get the kind of haircut you have, low Caesar, a little bit of a fade. Then you can do whatever you want. Vanilla Ice tried to have the best of both worlds.
He did. He went Macklemore with the line.
With the like crazy parts.
Three cuts in your eyebrow trying to wild out. Yeah. Like, come on, Rob Van Winkle.
Yeah.
I've watched more Rob Van Winkle reality television than I've listened to Rob Van Winkle's music.
What was it? The Simple, not
he
Simple.
He builds stuff, housing, he flips houses.
What was the show that when
and
they
then
all
he
had
went
to live
Amish?
in the same...
He went Amish.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice Goes Amish was a real show that I like watched an episode of. I was like, what is happening with my life?
Here's the question.
I'm watching Vanilla Ice build a house with no like tools.
What percentage of that check still goes to Suge Knight?
I don't know. I think Suge Knight's having trouble cashing checks right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm not going to say anything bad about Suge Knight.
When he showed up with
a microphone,
with the walking stick and the sunglasses, that was...
I'm going to move on.
Yes.
I'm going to move on. Next question from Alex. How many soft drinks refills is acceptable at a fast food restaurant?
Unlimited. If it's unlimited, it's unlimited.
If it's unlimited, it's unlimited. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's some health concerns there. But, you know.
I guess what he's asking is typically when you go, you finish your drink,
how
many times do you refill?
I worked at a pizza place. This blew my mind. I'm about to blow your mind, too. It's better than the Spades cheat. Not better than the Spades cheat. The Spades cheat's great.
Yeah.
Don't play Spades with me. I'll cheat.
Or play Spades with you.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you doing today? Hearts. Yeah. So, I worked at this pizza place, making the pizza, throwing the dough in the air. You know, people come in, and I was talking to the boss, and I was talking about, refills on sodas and, the business. And he was like, you can refill the soda all you want.
Yeah.
You know what you can't have? Another cup.
The cup is more expensive than the soda.
The cup is more expensive than the soda.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what?
Do you know how I learned this?
What, dude?
So you grew up in New York, right?
No, I grew up in Massachusetts, moved to New York at 18.
Okay. So I grew up in New York, and in New York, famously, to this day, most places don't do free refills, right?
No.
And we thought it was like gold coming out of that faucet, right? Went to go visit my brother who was going to school in Florida at the time. Went to some place, and they give you the cup and say, oh, go pour your, like, wait, what if I get another refill? Like, oh, yeah, it's free refills. I said, free refills? How do they not go out of business? Like, I thought it was going to bankrupt the entire fast food industry until I realized that when they told me, like, they get the solution, they mix it up with the carbonated water, and
nothing.
And literally the cup is more expensive than the soda dispense.
You get these bottles of Coke syrup, and then there's a pipe of like carbonated water that comes in, and you know how often you have to switch those Coke syrup bottles?
Once a year or something.
Not even. It's just like you buy this, I think it's like $25. You've got Coke for a year and a half.
Yeah.
We also were not a very busy pizza place, though. So let's be fair. Shout out to Bell's Pizza. Great tuna sandwiches. Next question that we have is from Pete. Pete wants to know, I work in newspapers. Shout out to Pete. Still working in newspapers.
Good for you.
Soft move or boss move on people taking out an advertisement for their own birthday party.
Very soft.
Look, I don't even understand what the point is.
Very soft.
Do you want people to come?
Yeah, how bad is your friend situation where you need to solicit randoms who read the newspaper, the actual newspaper, right?
Yes. I love a newspaper experience. If I'm having lunch by myself or something, I'll get the
hotel.
Like
the hotel newspaper.
Yes, I always like that. Oh, which one would you like tomorrow? I'll get a choose a little bit. USA Today, please.
I like the local.
USA Today. USA Today.
USA Today. Shout out to Sam Amy. Jeb's all good too.
I go to For the Shout out to For the Win. I go to For the Win for topics for this all the time.
That doesn't show up in the paper though, in the actual paper.
No. If it would, I would read it. Finally, we have from Money Making Mitch, another soft move or boss move. Refilling your personal hand sanitizer from a public hand sanitizer. Hold on a second. Mitch, you telling me you're walking around with an empty bottle of sanitizer, just trying to get an opportunity to pump, and refill? That just sounds like it's not even worth your time. I'm worried about this, Mitch.
I'm going to be, perhaps this is a little gross. I don't own personal hand sanitizer. I wash my hands in the bathroom.
That's fine, yeah.
There's a dispenser. Gross. Sometimes I'll
That's not gross. It's not like before the hand sanitizer was everywhere. People were just dirty. I wash my hands.
I like just the idea my personal hand sanitizer is empty. It's a foreign concept.
I'll be all right. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, rate us, and review us. Programming note: we are dark next week. Jalen Rose still on vacation. I'm going to take some time off, but one of the reasons that we are not having shows next week is because we have something very big in store. That's a tease. You'll enjoy it. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast.